to Unsigned 518. I am here with Ryder Cooley of Faeries. And when I say here, we're not in the same room because technology allows us to do the. But I'm here virtually. So how's it going?
It's going all right. It's what a crazy winter with so much snow and so cold. But we're getting through it. The light's coming in.
A little bit, yeah. It has been really, really exceptionally cold this winter, and not to get off subject immediately, but I heat with wood, and we
Ah,
have gone through almost twice as much wood this winter as we did last year, and I'm like, oh
yeah,
my
yeah,
goodness,
I know. I ran out of oil like a week or so ago, and I think I wasn't used to going through it so
right?
quickly, so I didn't check, I thought I had enough for a few more weeks. So
Yeah, it was the
yeah, it's
same.
been crazy.
Same.
Yep.
Ridiculous. But we're not here to talk about how we're freezing up here in the Northeast. We're here to talk about something a little warmer, I guess, which is music. And we spoke, I guess maybe a couple weeks ago for a show that you had coming up at Cafe Lena that actually got postponed due to this lovely weather. So we'll get a chance to
Exactly.
talk about that a little later in the episode, and then you've got another show coming up this week. But I think we'll start basically where I start most of my conversations, which is just a very vague question of kind of how did your relationship with music begin?
Well, yeah, going way back, my parents loved music. They had a huge record collection, and they also had a lot of music friends. And we played a lot of folk music. My dad played a little guitar, and so we were always like singing and we were hippies, so we had a van and we'd sing folk songs in the van to pass the time. So it's really been a part of my life forever. And then one of my big influences was my grandmother. She was a piano player and a singer, and I just loved her so much. And that's how I ended up playing the accordion. Was before my grandmother had the piano, she had an accordion, which is considered the working person's piano. If you had a small apartment or you couldn't afford a piano, you would have an accordion back in her days. So uh, at some point when I was getting more into playing music, as like a young adult, my mom got me an accordion, and it sort of took over, and it's been my main instrument ever since.
And is that because I don't know a ton about accordion. I know a little bit about keyboard. Because I play a very 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 small amount of piano. But how is that different? Like different. I know it's got like the keys on the left hand and the right hand, and then you need the air to control it. Like how much different is that than just like your standard keyboard?
It's really different, and also very similar in that you have the keys. So if you can play a piano, you can play an accordion on the key side. The buttons take some time to get used to. There's on the full button accordion, there's 120 buttons,
Wow.
and they're laid out in the circle of fifths. So, and then there's rows that are like the root note, the major chord, the minor chord, the seventh chord, the diminished chord. So it's really fascinating. If but it takes a while to be able to figure it all out, and navigate the button side.
And when you move it to like control the air, like is that something that you're like chambering air to play with, and that's why it constantly has to go because you'll run out of, I guess,
Yes.
air.
So exactly. So the accordions are reed instruments. So it's like a whole bunch of clarinets.
Wow.
So it has reeds for all of the notes, and most of the accordions will have like double reeds. Mine has double reeds, so it has like a clarinet, I guess you would say, and then what is the other one? There's
Oboe.
like basically an oboe or something like, or maybe a bassoon, and then you can combine the two, and that's like the double reed setting, but you can kind of switch between the different settings.
Hmm.
So some of the really big accordions, you'll see there's like a bunch of buttons, and those have like many different reed settings. Those instruments are so heavy that I have a pretty condensed version of the accordion, but it does have the full 120 buttons, and so because it's a reed instrument, it needs air. But instead of like a clarinet where you're blowing into it, you're using the bellows to blow the air through the reeds.
And with like a clarinet and like a saxophone, other reed instruments, I know the reed is very delicate and needs to be changed a lot. Is that kind of the same in an accordion? Do you have access to the reeds on the inside, or is it a fixed thing?
Yeah, it's not the type of reed where you change them,
Gotcha.
fortunately. I mean, you do
Yeah.
every once in a while have to, they can go out of tunes, but it's not something that happens very often. And so it's like a fixed um they're metal, and they have little like flaps. But yeah, not it would be not a good idea to have
Right.
to
With
open up the
that
accordion and
many
change the
reeds.
reeds all the time.
It's
Yeah,
interesting
it's
because
really.
I talk to a lot of musicians, but it's very rare that I'm talking to someone who plays an instrument that I'm like fascinated with and know nothing about. Usually it's
Yeah,
guitar or drums, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. But I'm like, how does an accordion work?
yeah. And then the other instrument that I've been playing for quite a while is the musical saw. So
Oh wow.
that's another like old time instrument that was played in like Appalachian music and in a lot of like Eastern European music. So that was considered the working person's violin. Like if you couldn't afford a violin, you would play a saw. And that instrument I play it with a bow, and you bend the tip of the saw to make the different notes. So yeah, I've played weird instruments. I always kind of liked being like doing the weird thing. So here I am,
And do you
all these
think
years later.
like the style of music that you've kind of curated, like those traditional sounding instruments, or as you just said, like kind of the weird instruments, how important do you think those are to creating your sound?
Um, I I mean, they're definitely a big part of the Dustbowl Fairies
Yeah.
sound. I have done some projects where I've played some guitar or some I have a six-string ukulele that I really love. And I sometimes I miss the string instruments because they are they're just they're fun to play, and it's really like pretty. It can like with when you get into finger picking. I miss that sometimes because the accordion is just like um not a very subtle instrument. But
Hmm.
I decided to really focus on accordion, just to I don't know, like hone it in and commit to a sound, I guess. So um, yeah, I've been pretty focused on the accordion for Dust Bowl Fairies since we started the Dust Bowl Fairies a little like 11 years ago. So it's been my main instrument for 11 years.
That's awesome. So I guess we can kind of roll into how Dust Bowl Fairies came about? Like, let's go back 11 years ago or so, when when the idea came about and when it really started to form, and like at what point were you like, this is it? This is the band, this is the name, this is the outfit. And I know it's changed a little bit, over the years, but I
Yeah.
guess how did that like really get started?
Yeah, it did get started because I had been playing. I had a project called it was an extinction cabaret. It was songs about extinct animals, and I really but it was like a big stage show. It was a big production, and it was just it was fun, but it was I couldn't, it wasn't something I could do forever. And but I really loved the songs and I wanted to keep playing the songs. So Dust Bowl Fairies kind of came out of that project, and um, a friend, helped me figure out the musicians. So started out as a trio with um, three, femme identified people. And we played as the trio for maybe a couple of years, and then we lost the keyboard player. And then, there's been different musicians. And I think, the other musicians in the band also have informed the music. Whatever they bring to the band is a big part of our sound. So like we started out with electric guitar, and then we transitioned to acoustic guitar, which has been really fun because John plays a lot of like sort of flamenco sounding. He does a lot of like intricate strumming um, that that has really brought so much to our sound. And then we have the lap steel played with an ebow, so that gives it a kind of a psych folk sound. And the lap steel has been there since the beginning, so that's been a constant thread. And now we have a new drummer, and we started out with like almost it was like a standing drum kit. It was a little more like percussive, and now we just have a full on a kit. So it's a bigger drum sound these days.
And I do want to talk about. There's a couple of shows coming up. One this week and one that got rescheduled from a little bit ago. But before we do that, is there a Dust Bowl Fairy song that you'd want to play for the folks?
Yeah, definitely. How about if we play um, film noir double feature?
Okay, yeah, cool. So let's take a quick break. We'll listen to Film Noir double feature. Then we'll be right back to talk some more.
Dark night, no moon, White House, boardroom, yes men, CEOs, money comes, money goes, ain't no room and boy Jones, calling the shots at gunpoint. What's skinny? Who's a preacher? It's a film noir double feature. feature, it's a film noir double feature.
All right, so that was Film Noir double feature, Dust Bowl Faeries. And, we want to talk about, there's a couple shows. One, originally when we met a couple weeks ago, we were talking about the Cafe Lena show that got rescheduled due to the weather, and we will talk about that. But there's another show coming up this Friday. So tell us a little bit about that one.
Yeah, this Friday we are playing at Park Theater in Hudson, New York. It's our Nightmare Before Valentine's Day dark cabaret show, and Melora Krager is opening on cello. So Melora is the cello player from Rasputina, and we're so excited that she's playing. She hasn't played out in quite a while, so this is a very special night that I'm just looking forward to so much. And Melora played in the film noir song, so you just heard her cello playing. She's recorded on several of our albums over the years, and we're going to have an MC, Cardinal Majesty, who's quite a character, and there will be tarot readings available. So it's going to be a magical night, Friday the 13th of February.
And, originally when I interviewed you for the Cafe Lena show, that was going to be your first show with your new drummer. But I'm assuming that this Friday is now the first show with your new drummer, and you're not making him sit out or anything.
No, he'll be there, Ryan Del Molino. So we're really excited to be doing our first show with Ryan.
Yeah, that is exciting. So I guess one more time, what are the details of that show?
So it's Friday the 13th of February, Dark Cabaret at Park Theater in Hudson, New York, with Melora Krager of Rasputina opening on cello.
Nice. And tickets are probably available now online?
Tickets are available through Dust Bowl Faeries. You'll find it on all of our pages and website. And Dust Bowl Faeries is spelled, the fairy part is spelled Faeries. That's the Old English spelling for fairies versus the Disney spelling. So you'll find the ticket link on our website or Instagram or Facebook. You can also get the tickets through the venue, Park Theater Hudson.
Perfect. And then let's talk a little bit about Cafe Lena, because this is a return to Cafe Lena. And, we had when we had talked, we couldn't quite pin down exactly when you had played. And I don't have it in front of me, but if you go to the Metroland and look at the article, I did pinpoint the date that you played.
That's amazing. I'm glad that you figured that out.
Yeah. And I think it was actually 2016. I might be mistaken. Wow. It was 2016 or 2017. Again, it's in the article. I looked it up through Cafe Lena's website's archives and found out exactly when it was. But so this is your return, and so much has changed at Cafe Lena since the last time you were there. So I guess what can people expect from this show?
Well, the show is on March 6th, Friday, and this show the space is just so beautiful. It's going to be live streamed as well as an in-person concert, and we'll be a quartet, and it's such an intimate space that I think it's a really good, like a good listening room. We'll probably play some of our quieter songs at least at the beginning of the night. We're playing 2 sets with a little short intermission between, so it'll be a full night of Dust Bowl Faeries and just like a very intimate room with beautiful acoustics. So we look forward to seeing everybody there and chatting at the intermission and just playing in Saratoga, because we haven't played in Saratoga in quite a while. So this will be a real treat.
And I know you were saying when we were talking a couple weeks ago how important the crowd and the being able to connect with the audience is to the band. Like a venue such as Cafe Lena, where it's like a not a bad seat in the house type of thing. How does
Yeah.
that change, or maybe not even change, but what kind of charge does that give you to have a venue that's almost like perfect for what you do?
Yeah, I know. Now that we have we're playing with the full drum kit and even the snare drum, which I didn't allow snare drum for the longest
Mm.
time, but we have the snare drum now, and I'm like, I hope we're not going to be too loud for Cafe Lena. But they told us to bring the drummer, so I think they're into it. They're ready for it, and I think it will be a really nice listening experience for people to be able to really hear the lyrics and hear the nuances of the songs. We have such a an interesting sound, and this will be a great opportunity to be able to focus on that, since it's a concert venue and it's not like a noisy bar, so it'll be seated. And um, yeah, I think that the Cafe Lena will just be a great opportunity to really get to know the songs and the music and hear what's going on.
Yeah, and when you say, like how it's a listening room, it is like when where everybody is quiet, everybody is paying attention, everybody is absorbing the music, and there is something different about being in the room and hearing the songs like that than there is to even sitting and listening to them, on CD or through the stereo. Like it's such a connection to the words when you're seeing
Yeah.
them come out of the human being right in front of you.
Hmm.
Like there's just something about it that cannot be replicated no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. And people are always really curious about our lyrics. And if they can't hear all the words, they're frustrated. So we have like little lyrics books that people can
I
get
love that.
at our merch. But I think at Cafe Lena, I know the sound is so good there. So it will it will be like a journey together with everybody in the room. And our our lyrics are a little bit on the dark side, but we there's also a lot of like light in them, and um, some a lot of we have a lot of songs about animals and sort of like mystical experiences. So there's a little bit of everything for everyone in the Dust Bowl Fairies songs, and especially in the lyrics.
That's great. I'm really, that's going to be a great show, and the fact that it's live streamed too is because not everybody can make it out, or not everybody is
Yeah.
local, and it'll allow. I mean, basically anybody with an internet connection on the planet
Yeah.
to have that experience with you. And
Yeah, I
that's
know. I love it so much that they do both. And
yeah,
I mean, I don't really, as we discussed before, I don't really enjoy doing a live stream only
right.
show, because I really love a live audience in the room, and we just need that. That Dust Bowl Fairies really respond to audience, so we love a live audience in the room with us. But I also like it when people who can't be there can listen from wherever they are. So this is like the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So before we go, I was hoping that we could maybe get another Dust Bowl Fairies song in.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's play Ringlets Roulette. That's different sound, and a good way to end the show.
All right, well, let's listen to Ringlets Roulette, and then we'll be right back to wrap it up.
Don't let the sun touch your face. Weeds are the queen and lace. Roses have thorns, lavender's gay. Pocket makes me kinda crazy. Now I'm in a daisy, feeling kinda lazy. She makes me kinda crazy. The moon is a portal in the sky. I'd like to go there when I die. The moon is a portal in the sky. We can go there, you and I.
Oh, what sweet fools, you and I, watching the portal in the sky. Oh, what sweet fools, you and I, watching the portal in the sky.
She makes me kinda crazy. Now I'm in a daisy, feeling kinda hazy. She makes me kinda crazy. She makes me kinda crazy. Now I'm in a daisy, feeling kinda crazy. She makes me kinda crazy. She makes me kinda crazy. Now I'm in a daisy, feeling kinda crazy. She makes me kinda crazy. She makes me kinda crazy. Now I'm in a daisy, feeling kinda crazy. She makes me kinda.
All right, that was Ringlets, Roulettes, Dust Bowl Fairies. And Ryder, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to do this with me. It was really great, a cool conversation, and I get to talk to you twice in 2 weeks. So that was really fun. So, but like I do with all my guests, before we go, I want to give you a chance to say what I refer to as your gratitude. So the microphone is all yours.
Thank you so much. Well, number one, gratitude is to you for having these conversations so close in a row. I feel like we're really getting to know each other here. So thank you, and we're really grateful to most of all the people who listen to Dust Bowl Fairies and who have supported us over the years. There's so many people who have come to our shows, danced with us, laughed and cried with us, and supported us. And without that, we just would not be still playing music as a band. So thanks to everyone out there who have been hearing us over all these years. And thanks to any new listeners who come out to the shows, and we'd love to get to know you. So please come see us. I also, another shout out to Melora from Rasputina. She has been a wonderful friend and collaborator, and we're so grateful that she has played on many of our recordings. And see you all out there in 2026 at the shows.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Ryder Cooley of Dust Bowl Fairies. I am Andy Scullin. This is Unsigned518, and I'll see you on the road. Unsigned518 is produced and hosted by me, Andy Scullin. New episodes are available every week wherever you stream podcasts. If you would like to help support the show, please like and subscribe wherever you are listening, or you could buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/unsigned518. If you would like to advertise on the show, send me an email at unsigned518@gmail.com. And to be a guest on the show, reach out to me through Instagram at unsigned518. Take care of one another, and I'll see you next week.